Welcome to the Volunteer Global video blog. Today, let's go over the 5 steps to choosing the perfect volunteer vacation. Before you start on a volunteer project, consider your reason for going. Would you like to emphasize volunteer or vacation, or have an equal mix of both? This isn't a trick question. Volunteering more than vacationing doesn't make you a better person, and vacationing more than volunteering doesn't mean you care less about your cause. But knowing which one you want to emphasize will make or break your trip. In the past 3 years, I've gone on one trip that was all-out volunteering, one that was half and half, and one that was simply a vacation with no volunteering whatsoever. It's all up to your personal preference. Now, if you want to see tangible results of the work you're doing, short-term volunteer vacations aren't always the best route. Of course, your help is needed, but remember, you're one of many short-term volunteers all working toward a long-term goal. If it's important to see the impact of your project and you only have time for a short-term program, try finding a volunteer group that keeps in touch with their alumni through social networks, newsletters, and more. When you budget for a volunteer abroad trip, keep in mind the application fee, the project fee, immunizations, insurance, airfare, personal expenses, and other travel you might embark on during, before, and after the project. That's quite a lot, but knowing what you need in advance will definitely help in the long run. If you don't have a specific place in mind, think about what kind of climate you're comfortable with, or a culture in which you'd like to immerse yourself. Regardless of where you go, it's up to you to make the most of your trip. Do some research on your host community, and make sure you're willing to acclimate to their culture and local laws. With the rise of volunteer travel over the past several decades, there's no shortage of projects to choose from. Whether you want to teach, work with children, care for animals, map trails, build small businesses, or really anything else you can think of, there's something for everyone. So to help narrow down your search, think about the following. What level of physical fitness might be required? How much background experience will you need in the project area? And what type of project are you comfortable taking on, and how much of a commitment is needed? Now that you've got an idea of your budget and your expectations, it's time to talk to a volunteer coordinator. This is super important. They'll help clear up any questions you might have, point out some things you might not have considered, and get the application process rolling. They'll give a face to a host group before you book your trip, and perhaps most importantly, they'll communicate their expectations of volunteers and how you'll fit into the community's goals while working alongside your hosts. While you're doing a favor by providing voluntary service, your host community is providing a service by giving you food and shelter, and teaching you valuable skills you might not have learned without their help and accommodation. So try to keep an open mind, enjoy your trip, and let us know how it goes by connecting with Volunteer Global on Facebook, Twitter, and volunteerglobal.com.